What's up, guys? And this drone is turning out to be the best purchase I've ever made. Besides my EUC. My 3 EUCs. So it's the 4th best. But still. And interestingly enough, these drones are very similar to EUCs in how they operate. Because you've got a gyroscope. Except on an EUC, you've only got one axis that it has to balance. It's just front to back, isn't it? So it's your pitch. Oh, is it pitch? Yeah, pitch. On the drone though, it's got you got pitch and roll and yaw. So it's controlling all that, and you've got a bunch of gyroscopes to take care of all that. But essentially, it's doing the same thing as the EUC. It's just keeping it balanced. You've just got more axes. But to me, what it says is how reliable the technology can be, because when you look at what a drone is doing, it's balancing all these axes at once using propellers. So it just spins the propeller faster to balance out any imbalances, you know? So if it's like dipping on one edge, it'll spin that propeller faster, lift it up, and that's basically it. But when you look at that, it's such a unstable system, yet this thing is so reliable. It's like I haven't had it for that long, I guess, but from what I can see, it's super reliable. Because when I first got it, or even before I got it, I was really worried about flying it. Like when I bought it, it sat there for a month and I never took it. Didn't even take it out of the box. It just sat there for a month because I kept pondering on what it's going to be like, you know, how easy is it going to crash. But now, after using it like 20 times probably in total, I can see it's very reliable. Then when you look at an EUC, it's doing like 1/10 of the work. I mean, the way you could look at it is it's 1/10 as complex, you know, if that. Because with a drone, all these axes are balancing, but they all depend on each other too, don't they? The EUC, all that's doing is balancing one axis. It's like as simple as can be. It's like a seesaw. So it tells you just how reliable it can be. And like, you know, or some of you might know, on my original Sherman, I've already done 20,000 kilometers, not a single cutout. On my Max, I'm up to 5,000 now. Not a single cutout except in the mall, which it cut out while I was trolling it, which is super weird, but whatever, it happened. Since then, it hasn't done anything like that. And it certainly hasn't cut out while I've been riding, thank goodness. And my confidence is back actually on that. You know, some of you were asking, am I scared to ride this thing now? And some people said I should take it in for an inspection and all this. And like, but then where do I take it? Like, what kind of inspection? I don't know, when I thought about it, I was just like, nah, I'll just ride it slowly. And now my confidence is back to 100%. I'm just riding this thing like it never did anything wrong. Kind of weird though that it did cut out, isn't it? But anyway, let's forget that. Aside from that, it's so reliable. My King song has never cut out on me, except in hard braking one time. But I believe it's because I pushed past the limit of the system. So I broke too hard. Well, it's kind of strange though, because I never had power pads. But I don't know why, it's weird. On that King song, you can really crank that thing a lot harder without even having power pads. I can easily hit the beeps on acceleration. Not on top speed, but like from a takeoff, you know? Like hit the beeps straight away, lean forward, beep, and it's like warning you. It's so easy to do that on the 16X, right? No power pads. So imagine if you had power pads, you could just easily overpower that thing. With the Sherman though, this is super interesting, by the way. I don't think I've ever mentioned this. I might have, I don't think I did. On my Sherman, I've never done that, not once. I've never hit the beeps on acceleration. I've hit the beeps on top speed, like when it gets to around 70 kilometers an hour, it starts beeping. And that's easy to hit, right? But from a takeoff, from any kind of speed, even a rolling start, let's say at 10, 20, 30 kilometers an hour, I've never hit the beeps, not once. It's super weird. I've had this thing for how long now? 2 years? My original Sherman, and now the Max. The Max even less. So how weird is that? Because the Max is said to be even more powerful, actually a lot more powerful, up hills and an acceleration, because it's got a lot more torque. So it's going to be even harder to hit the beeps on the Max. But I don't have power pads, that's the thing. So I think if I did have power pads, I probably could hit the beeps on acceleration on these machines. I mean on the Max and the OG Sherman. But what it's telling me is just how powerful these wheels are compared to the 16X, because a lot of people say the 16X has like super fast acceleration. But when I compare my 16X to my Shermans, it's really weak. It's got way less power. Because like I said, I can hit the beeps without power pads easily. Yet on my Sherman, I've never done it once, ever. Not once. I don't even know what it sounds like. And I have pushed it, like, don't get me wrong, I've leaned forward pretty hard. I would have to be leaning forward so hard to hit those beeps, it seems, that I've never actually reached that kind of a lean. So it's telling you something, that this thing's got a lot of acceleration potential. And I know I've said this a lot, but like, people get this wrong where they say, oh, my Sherman, or whatever wheel they've got, they say, oh, it's lacking acceleration. Because all you got to do is lean harder. So if you think you need more acceleration, then what you need to do is lean harder forwards. If your wheel's beeping early, then yeah, then you've got a point. Or if it's cutting out on you, especially, then you can say, yeah, I need more acceleration. But if you're not hitting the beeps, then you need to lean forward more. And I guess, yeah, my point is that the Sherman is extremely fast on acceleration. And I don't even know how fast, because I've never even hit the beeps, let alone cut out. Because you hit the beeps first and then you cut out. So it's got tons of headroom. Yeah. I guess that's it. That's the end of the rant, guys. We'll finish it up here. Peace.